Welcome. Life is suffering and optimism is delusion. In 2011, psychologist Alison Ledgerwood conducted an experiment at UC Davis. She told people about a new surgical procedure. It has a 70% success rate. People were optimistic. Then she reframed it. It has a 30% failure rate. Suddenly, people were terrified, even though it's the exact same statistic. Here's the disturbing part. Getting people to see the positive again was nearly impossible. But flipping them to negative? Instant. Her conclusion? Your brain is wired for negativity. And positive thinking is fighting against your biology. Today, we're exploring why philosophical pessimism might be more honest than optimism, and why accepting life's futility could actually improve your mental health. This isn't depression. This is clarity. Schopenhauer, Life is Suffering. In 1818, Arthur Schopenhauer published The World as Will and Representation. His thesis was brutal. Life swings like a pendulum between pain and boredom. Not pain and happiness. Pain and boredom. Here's his logic. State 1. You want something you don't have. This is suffering, hunger, loneliness, poverty, desire. State 2. You get what you want, brief satisfaction, then adaptation. The thrill fades. You return to baseline. State 3. You have everything you want, now you're bored. Empty. Searching for new desires. Then the cycle repeats. Schopenhauer wrote, "We are like lambs playing in a field while the butcher eyes them for one to slaughter." In our good days, we are unaware of the evil fate may have in store for us. Real-life example, lottery winners. Psychologist Philip Brickman studied lottery winners in 1978. His finding? Within 1 year, they returned to their baseline happiness level. The initial joy faded. They adapted. New problems emerged. The hedonic treadmill kept spinning. You can't win. You can only run faster. Depressive realism. Sad people see truth. In 1979, psychologists Lauren Alloy and Lynn Abramson made a shocking discovery. They called it depressive realism. The experiment. People pressed a button. Sometimes a light turned on. Sometimes it didn't. Question: how much control do you have over the light? Results: non-depressed people overestimated their control. They believed they had influence when they had none. Depressed people accurately assessed their control. They saw reality clearly. The conclusion? Happy people are delusional. Depressed people see the world as it actually is. Why this matters for mental health? Dr. Julie Norum, psychologist at Wellesley College, studied defensive pessimism. She found that anxious people who imagine worst-case scenarios actually perform better than those who think positive. Why? Because they prepare. They plan for obstacles. They're not blindsided when things go wrong. Optimists crash harder when reality doesn't match expectations. Pessimists? They're never disappointed. Real-life application. Studies show positive affirmations make people with low self-esteem feel worse. Telling yourself, "I'm amazing," when you don't believe it creates cognitive dissonance, internal conflict that increases anxiety. Accepting, "I'm struggling, and that's okay?" That actually helps. Philosopher Albert Camus wrote, "The literal meaning of life is whatever you're doing that prevents you from killing yourself." Brutal, but freeing. The optimism bias, evolution's lie. Neuroscientist Tali Sharot discovered something disturbing about the human brain. We have a hardwired optimism bias. The evidence: 80% of people believe they're less likely than average to get divorced, get cancer, or lose their job. Mathematically impossible. But we believe it anyway. Why? Because evolution doesn't care about truth. It cares about survival. Optimism made our ancestors. Take risks, hunt the mammoth even if it's dangerous, reproduce, believe your genes are worth passing on, keep going, even when life was objectively terrible. Depression? That's your brain finally seeing reality without the evolutionary filter. Psychologist Shelley Taylor called this positive illusions. Happy people maintain 3 delusions. Unrealistic positive self-image, I'm above average, illusion of control, I can influence random events, unrealistic optimism, bad things happen to others, not me. These aren't bugs. They're features. Your brain lies to you on purpose so you don't give up. But here's the problem: modern life punishes delusion. You can't positive think your way out of. Student debt, climate change, algorithmic job replacement, a rigged economy. Optimism worked when life was simple. Now it's gaslighting. Accepting futility as liberation. Here's where it gets paradoxical. Accepting that life is suffering can actually reduce your suffering. Buddhist philosophy, 2,500 years old. The second noble truth: suffering comes from attachment to desires, outcomes, expectations. The solution? Not optimism. Acceptance. Stop expecting life to be fair. Stop believing hard work guarantees success. Stop thinking positive thoughts create positive outcomes. When you stop expecting happiness, you stop being disappointed. Stoic philosophy. Epictetus, former slave turned philosopher. Don't hope that events will turn out the way you want, welcome events in whichever way they happen. Not optimism. Not pessimism. Realism. Modern application, acceptance and commitment therapy, ACT. Psychologist Stephen Hayes developed ACT in the 1980s. Core principle, stop fighting negative thoughts. Accept them. I'm anxious isn't a problem to fix with positive thinking. It's information to acknowledge. Studies show ACT is more effective than cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT. 4. Chronic pain anxiety disorders depression relapse. Why? Because trying to be happy makes you unhappy. Accepting unhappiness creates space for actual contentment. Real-life example, Viktor Frankl. Psychiatrist Viktor Frankl survived Auschwitz. In Man's Search for Meaning, he wrote, "Everything can be taken from a man but one thing, the last of human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances." He didn't survive through optimism. He survived through meaning in suffering. Not, things will get better. But even in hell, I can choose how I respond. Why this matters now? We're living through climate crisis, objective, worsening reality, mental health epidemic, especially Gen Z, economic precarity, millennials poorer than parents, AI uncertainty, jobs, identity, future unknown. And what's the cultural response? Just be positive. Practice gratitude. Manifest your dreams. This is gaslighting at scale. When your legitimate despair over real problems is reframed as your failure to think positive, that's not help. That's abuse. Philosopher Byung-Chul Han calls this the violence of positivity. The pressure to be happy, optimized, and grateful all the time is exhausting. Permission to be pessimistic is mercy. Conclusion. Schopenhauer was right. Life is suffering. But here's what the pessimists understood that toxic positivity ignores. Accepting suffering doesn't create more suffering. Resisting it does. You don't need to believe things will get better to keep going. You just need to decide that even if they don't, you'll keep going anyway. That's not depression. That's courage. Philosopher Émile Cioran, it is not worth the bother of killing yourself, since you always kill yourself too late. Dark? Yes. But also, freeing. You're here. Life is hard. You don't have to pretend otherwise.